Hey guys, Mike Martinez. Hope everybody is doing well. Today we're going to talk about a very interesting topic, and that topic is how do you accomplish the goals that you set for yourself? Because it's one thing, right, to accomplish the goals. It's one thing to write down or say in your head, I'm going to do this in the new year, in the new decade. But how do you do that? How do you actually do that? That's what we're going to talk about today. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back.
Prepare for launch. 3, 2, 1.
Hey guys, Mike Martinez. Today I got 4 tips for you. If you were one of those people that said, you know what, I'm going to make a change this year. I'm going to improve in this thing. I'm going to start that business. I'm going to write that book. I'm going to improve my health. I'm going to start that relationship. I'm going to travel the world. I'm going to do this, do the other. It's one thing to say that, right? But what's your strategy in order to make that happen? So we're going to go over 4 things today that if you implement them, you're going to see a dramatic change in how you manifest things. Let's start with number 1. Number 1 is that most people set up a goal and they think it's out here. They think that something needs to change out here. They have to find the right mentor. They got to get the right opportunity. They got to, something out here has to influence them or give them something. And nothing could be further from the truth. The very first starting point, the seed that's going to make any of these goals of yours or resolutions of yours an actual reality. What's going to bring it to manifestation is when you start thinking that you are the person that can live that type of lifestyle, that you are the person that can manifest a successful business. You know, a lot of times we go out there and again, we think it's the outside, yet the inside is not in alignment with what it is that we want to do. You cannot gain health if your focus is on sickness, right? You cannot gain health if you're constantly, if your mental image of yourself is of a person that's constantly sick, you're never going to gain health. You're going to be consistent with the thoughts that you have. If your idea is, you know what, I want to create wealth, I want to be a millionaire or a billionaire, I want to have a successful business, but you're thinking in terms of scarcity. You're thinking in terms of, you know, you're an employee, not an entrepreneur. It's never, ever, ever going to happen. So you got to correct that first. The first step is to align your thinking, your self-image of yourself, because you're always going to be acting in alignment with your self-image. You need to go out there and put your self-image so that you are in total congruency. You are in total alignment with that idea that you have, that goal, that resolution. Until you do that, you will always be playing tug of war. And you know what? Your inside is always going to win because growth happens from the inside out. Excellent book, The Master Key System, written in, I believe it was 1919 by Charles Haanel. Pick up that book. It was one of the books that they based The Secret on, right? And it's a book based on the law of attraction. And in the very first chapter, he says something very, very interesting, which, you know, you probably know, I probably know, but we never thought about it this way, that growth happens from the inside out, right? We a lot of people expecting the growth to happen out here, but it's not. It happens from the inside out. So how do you start that process? You start that process by convincing yourself, by creating the idea that you are that person that can live the life of abundance, if that's what you're looking for, that you can live the life of health, if that's what you're looking for, that you can create the romantic relationship that you want, if that's what you're looking for. You need to be able to put that in your head, and that has to be your self-image. That has to be how you identify yourself. So that's point number one. Very good starting point, guys. And don't bypass that. Don't go over the next the next three steps and say, yeah, well, yeah. No, you got to start there. You got to start making that picture of yourself the person that can be in total alignment with your goal. Until you do, you're going to fight. You're going to be fighting yourself. You're going to be playing tug of war. And the inside perception is always going to win. Right? So step number two is to create a magnificent obsession. If you're serious about getting that goal, if you're serious about creating that resolution, if you're serious about becoming, a person that manifests wealth, a person that is constantly engulfed by love in your relationship, if you're focusing on creating a better health situation for yourself, overcoming a disease, whatever that may be, right? You have to create the obsession, the mental obsession. What does that mean? We talked about before, how Stanford University did a 20-year study, 60 to 80,000 thoughts you get a day. Every person gets 60 to 80,000 thoughts a day, and 85 or 90% of those are thoughts you had the other day, subconscious thoughts. So if you want to create a new result in your life, you have to become obsessed with the new result. You have to deliberately implant that idea in your head. Again, it's very similar to the first one, but it's a bit different because what we're doing is we are creating movies and creating pictures about the accomplished state, about being that person, about gaining the skills that you need to gain, right? So you create this obsession where when you get up in the morning and you open your eyes, you are already thinking about that. How do I do that? How do I get there? Oh man, I'm going to be that person. Oh man, I'm going to create wealth for myself. Oh man, I'm going to be a team leader. Oh man, I'm going to have health. Oh man, I'm going to, marry this woman. You got to create those obsessions. When a person is obsessed with something, they overcome whatever obstacles are in the way. You ever notice how that happens? You said to yourself, I'm gonna get that red Firebird, red Corvette, red Mustang, whatever, right? That red car, and you just thought about it every day. You saw yourself driving that car. You woke up in the morning and that car was in your head. You went to sleep at night and you were looking at the ceiling in the dark and that car was in your head, right? What happens? You find a way to get the car. You had that with a romantic situation. You thought about this one person and you just thought about them all the time. Oh my God, I had to be with that person. I love the way they kiss. Oh, I love holding their hands. Oh, I love, making love to them. Whatever it was, right? You get these ideas go through your head. And what happens? You find a way to make it happen. Your mind overcomes the obstacles. I'm telling you. If you stay consistent with that. Number one, create the person, the image, the self-image of the person that accomplishes that goal, that has that type of lifestyle. And number two, you create that obsession. You're constantly focusing on it, constantly thinking about it, constantly thinking about how can I make it there faster? How can I make it there more elegantly? How can I make it there easier? Right? And sometimes you'll see that the mind just opens up and starts giving you the answers to how you overcome this huge obstacle that if you wasn't obsessed with it, you would give up because the obstacle is so big. Yet you can simply go around it and the obstacle is no longer there, right? Simple things, guys. When you become obsessed, you open the door, you open the path, you open the road to get to where you want to be, guys. That's just a simple fact. And you know what? The way I can prove it to you is because the people that are performing at a high level, whether it's in sports, business, health, whatever, they are obsessed with what they're doing. They're obsessed with making it happen. They're obsessed with overcoming whatever obstacle, whatever obstacle. And you'd be surprised. A lot of times we think about an obstacle and say, that's no way. I could never do that, right? Give me a thumbs up if you ever thought that, right? And then you find a couple of years later, or maybe even a couple of months later, that somebody overcame that, right? You let out that mental vibration. Somebody else picked it up and found the way. Right? Somebody else picked it up and became obsessed with it. And that's how you do it. You got to become obsessed with your goal. And when you become obsessed with your goal, you'll find the answers to overcome. Every opportunity has difficulty. You have to figure out how the difficulty could be eliminated, right? And the way you figure that out is by obsession, right? If you ever said the expression, if I put my mind into it, I could do anything. Do you believe that, right? Very important question. I ask that question a lot, right, to people that I'm training. If you can put your mind into it, can you achieve it? Everybody says, yes, I've said that before. So what exactly does that mean? Because if you can understand that, if you can narrow that idea down, what does that mean? Right? You can do anything. That's what you're saying, right? If I could put my mind into it, I could do anything. So what does that mean? That means you need to create an obsession. That means you need to deliberately implant that idea in your mind, constantly focusing on it until you find the way. That's how it is. That's what obsession does. So that's number 2. You got creating that self-image that's the person that can do it, and creating an obsession, a magnificent obsession to get that goal accomplished. That's number 2. Number 3 is find a mentor. Find somebody that's done what you already want to do. If you find somebody, you avoid the pitfalls, right? They went on their journey and they had this high time, but then they went through this low time, and they right. So when you find a mentor, you can kind of avoid those low times. You can find a way to just go, whoop, hey, he went through that. And a mentor, you don't have to have a mentor that's a physical, personal communication mentor. You could and you should, but sometimes it's simply having a book, right? It's simply seeing a movie. It's simply having observing what that person is doing. Maybe you have a mentor in your company that isn't actually a mentor of yours, right? But you're looking at what they do in order to achieve the results that they're achieving, that you want to achieve. What are they doing? Oh, you know what? They're doing some public speaking, and they're getting their name out there. Oh, they're doing Facebook marketing this particular way. I could do that also, right? Or they're eating this type of food to get healthy. I could do that too, right? There's not enough that could be said about having a good mentor, finding somebody that's already done what you did or what you want to do, and be able to go out there and emulate them, right? Go out there and use your journal to go out there and write down, hey, you know what I noticed? I noticed that this person does this thing. My mentor does this. I'm going to start doing that. Never thought about that. Right? This is what mentors are for, to kind of shorten the distance, right? You could go up and down, up and down, up and down, but you want to shorten the distance to where you want to avoid the pitfalls. You want to avoid the problems. You want to overcome the obstacles. That's what mentors are for. Number 4 is, so a quick review. Number 1, become the person in your mind. Create the mental image of the person that can have the goals that you want. That is critically important. Number 2, create the obsession. Number 3, find the mentors. Find people that have already done what you want to do and emulate them, right? And they could be personal mentors, or they could be people that you're reading their books, you're seeing their movie, you understand their life and what they went through, or it could be somebody that you're watching from a distance, right? Very important. Number 4 is take full responsibility, right? To do something every single day. Inertia, inability to act, is what's going to destroy your goals. If you set a goal last year, and you set a resolution and it didn't come through, you know what it was? That one day you stopped and you didn't do anything. And then the next day, you didn't do anything. And before you know it, 5 days have gone by, a week has gone by, a month has gone by, and you forgot totally about it, right? You lost all your motivation. You lost all your momentum. Here's what I'm going to tell you. When you take a step every single day, whether the step is successful or not, you are generating energy. You are generating momentum. And yes, you're saying, but Mike, that step didn't work. That's okay. It doesn't make a difference. You're going to learn from your mistakes. You're going to learn that, oh man, I went that way. Didn't work. You got to adjust, right? You got to get back on the path. That's all fine. That's fine. Totally fine to go in a direction that doesn't work. As long as you're moving forward, that's the key. The key is, you know what? Today I made one little Facebook post, or I spent a half hour putting on Facebook post, or I did a live, or I put a new video on YouTube, or whatever. And oh my God, I didn't get no likes, I didn't get no shares, I didn't get no comments. That's totally fine. As long as you continue to grow, continue to move forward, continue to have that momentum, that energy of you moving forward, that is the total key. That is the total key. The second you stop, inertia is the killer of dreams. I'm telling you, inertia is the killer of dreams. Write that in the comment right now. Inertia, not taking action, is what's going to kill my dreams. You got to take daily, consistent action. One, right? I know one of the biggest network marketing millionaires out there, guy's worth, I don't know how many tens of millions of dollars. I personally know him, and his philosophy is do 2 things every day. Speak to 2 people every day. How simple is that, right? Does that drain your blood? Does that drain your energy? Does that drain your bank account? No. It's your willingness to commit to that. That's what makes a difference. You need to commit to taking a simple action every single day to draw you closer to that goal, to make you to add to your skills. Figure out what skills you need in order to achieve your goal. And every day add something that'll make you that will give you that ability, that skill. Every day go out and spread the word, right, about your business. Every day start, drinking that carrot juice and apple, right? If that's your thing, if that's your health thing, right? You got to have consistency, and you got to do it on a daily basis. What happens is that you stop one day and then you stop the next and the next, and before you know it, you don't even remember, right? Before you know it, it's December and you're thinking, wow, what happened to that goal? I'll just pick it up again this year. You know what? Commit to doing it every single day. 1 thing, 2 things, 5 things. I don't know. Commit to whatever you think is realistic for you to do. But it has to be done every day. Every day you got to get closer to your goal. And when you do that, you'll see that you create this momentum, you create this energy, you create this willingness to continue. A body in motion tends to stay in motion. A body at rest tends to stay at rest. So once you stop, hard to get the wheels rolling again. So I'm saying move the wheels every day. Keep the wheels moving every day. Every day go out there and one little action. Give me a thumbs up right now if that's what you're willing to do. Prove it to yourself right now. Give me a thumbs up. Give me a like that says I'm connecting with you. I see it. I need to do something every day. It's a simple step, right? Simple step to hit the thumbs up. But that's what's going to make you start feeding that idea into your mind, right? We talked about that. So quick review. Create the picture, create the movie in your mind of you being that person that can do what it is that you set out to do, that goal, that resolution. Until you get there, right? If you're a smoker, I used to be a smoker. The hardest thing was changing that perception in my mind, right? As long as you say I'm a smoker, yeah, I smoke, I like smoking. You're never going to stop smoking, right? You got to change that. You got to say, I'm not a smoker. I love being healthy, right? When you do that, I'm telling you, changes happen. But you got to be consistent with that. Create that obsession. Create that obsession in your mind that you are going to be that person, that you are going to accomplish that goal, that you are going to overcome that obstacle, that you are going to attract the people that you need, that you are going to develop that skill or those resources that you need in order to achieve your goal. You need to become obsessive. You need to become obsessed with becoming better, with achieving that goal. When you do that, the doors open, the people come to you, you start attracting everything that you need. Number 3, find the right mentors, right? Find the people that have already done what you did, and you can find them in a variety of different ways. I challenge you to start today, write in your journal, I'm going to find the right mentors, right? And it could be a YouTube personality. It could be somebody in your company. It could be somebody outside of your company. It could be somebody that's dead that wrote a book. It could be somebody that you can observe from a distance, right? You don't need that personal interaction. A lot of people think that that's what they need. You don't. What you need is a right mentor. You need somebody that can give you the example of how they did what you want to do so that you can avoid the pitfalls. And number 4, commit to every day doing something. Don't even take Sunday off. Oh, Sunday is my rest day. You know what? You can do something today. I don't care if it's to put a Facebook post. I don't care if it's to drink a special juice. I don't care if it's to walk around the block. I don't care if it's to send a little, email to somebody that says you love them. You could do something, right? Every single day, you should do something. If you're serious about getting close to that, that's part of being the obsessive, right? Of being that, creating that obsessive, magnificent obsession every day. You shouldn't want to not do anything. You shouldn't want to take a break. If what you want is to become a multimillionaire, then every day you should do something to get to that point. If your goal is to become healthier, every day you should do something to that point to get that. If you decided I'm going to travel the world, I'm going to go visit 3 countries this year. Go look at a YouTube video that talks about the countries. Go look at something that'll energize you. The key is consistency. The key is not letting a day go by where you're not doing anything. You need to do something every single day. My name is Mike Martinez. Give me a thumbs up. Give me a comment. Share this video. And if you haven't subscribed, guys, you know what? If you haven't subscribed, subscribe right now. Hit the notification bell so that every time I create a video, I can get into your mind and help you move forward. That's the key, right? You want to be able to move forward. You want to be able to take your life to the next level. And the way you do that is by getting fresh information that energizes you into action. Hopefully that's what I'm doing, right? But you want to go out there and feed your mind every day. Forget Netflix, right? It's okay to entertain yourself every now and then, but some people are sitting in front of the TV for 7 or 8 hours a day. That's not going to get you where you want to go. That's not going to build your skills. That's not going to achieve your goals. Don't let a day go by without you doing something that's going to bring you closer. Put these 4 strategies into play. Review this again. Review this again and again and again so that you know what? I am going to make something new happen this year, right? I'm going to make something new happen this year. Finally, guys, in the description box, you're going to find a link. If you are, one of your goals for this year is I'm going to travel more, I'm going to enjoy my life more, I'm going to make more money, then that link is going to pertain exactly to what it is that you want. Join me with that if that's what you want, right? I don't twist arms, but I'll tell you what, guys, this is a brilliant idea. Click on the link, you'll see what I'm talking about. But if that's one of your goals, if that's what you decided, I'm telling you guys, partner with me. Let's lock arms. You're going to find something that's truly amazing here. Mike Martinez, I'll be speaking to you soon.